will be we have to discuss about acquired and inherited traits. First of all, we will discuss about acquired traits. As we have discussed that those characteristics which develop are those variations which develop in an organism. अब हमें मजबूर होकर तुम लोगों को म्यूट करना पड़ता है बेटा, हम नहीं चाह रहे थे कि तुम लोग म्यूट हो. Let us see. Acquired traits are acquired characteristics. Those characteristics, those variations which occur in an individual during its lifetime or during its life after the birth, and these changes happen in the body of organisms due to the effect of environmental factor, due to use and disuse of their body organ, and conscious effort. There are many things which happen, which change in the body of organisms, like there is effect of structure and function of cell or tissue or organ of its body. Such type of changes which happen in the body of organisms, it do not affect the changes in the germ cell of an organism. It is called as acquired traits. It is called as acquired traits. Such type of changes in the body of organisms in which there is changes in the functioning of body, there is changes in the structure of body, there is changes in the cell, tissue and organ of the body, but it do not make any changes in the germ cell of its body. That is called as the acquired characteristics. And the acquired characteristics, acquired traits are also called as the somatic variation. It is also called as the somatic variation. The reason is that there is changes in the structure, shape and size of the body. It is also called as somatic variation. Now the question arises that why the acquired traits are called as the somatic variation. The reason is that as we have studied about the somatic cells, that there is changes in the structure, shape and size of the body is called as the somatic variation. In case of acquired traits, there is changes in the structure and function of body, but it do not affect the germ cell of our body. In case of not affecting the germ cell of our body, it is called as somatic traits. The reason is that the germ cells are not affected in case of acquired traits, and if the germ cell will not affect, in that situation there will be no any effect in the coming generation of that individual. जैसे अब छोटा सा एग्जांपल हम ले लेते हैं, मान लीजिए कोई वेट लिफ्टर है, तो वेट लिफ्टिंग के लिए वह अपने बॉडी को उस तरह से बनाया होगा, उसकी जो मसल्स होंगी काफी स्ट्रांग होंगी, उसके बॉडी की स्टेमिना बहुत ज्यादा होगी, बहुत मजबूत होगा वो. तो ये जरूरी नहीं है कि उसकी जो आने वाली जनरेशन है उसमें भी वो कैरेक्टर डेवलप होंगे, ये कोई जरूरी नहीं है. सपोज दैट इफ देयर इज एनी म्यूजिशियन who play with the music in a very well manner, in a very proper way, but it is not mandatory, it is not necessary that his coming generation will also be very active with the music. ये जरूरी नहीं है. The reason is that there is no any effect of the acquired traits on the germinal cell. जो जर्मिनल सेल थी उस जर्मिनल सेल पे इस एक्वायर्ड ट्रेट्स के कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होते हैं. दे मेक इफेक्ट ऑन द सोमैटिक कंडीशन. देयर इज द सोमैटिक वेरिएशन ऑन इट्स बॉडी. उनके बॉडी के स्ट्रक्चर में चेंजेज होते हैं जो उसी जनरेशन तक रहते हैं। जैसे ही उस व्यक्ति की डेथ हुई, उसकी जो भी एक्वायर्ड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है, इट बिकम फिनिश विद द एंड ऑफ हिज लाइफ। उसके जीवन के साथ ही वो सारे कैरेक्टर क्या हुए, विलुप्त हो गए। उसकी आने वाली जनरेशन में कोई जरूरी नहीं कि वो दिखेगा। दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द एक्वायर्ड ट्रेट्स। दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द एक्वायर्ड ट्रेट्स। वी कैन से दैट there is not any effect of the acquired traits on the germ cell of the body, due to which these acquired traits are non-inherited. We can say that these acquired traits are non-inherited. Non-inherited means they will not transfer from their parents to progeny. The acquired traits, acquired characteristics are not transferred from their parents to its offspring, to its progeny, due to which if there is changes in the body of an organism in its life, it will finish with the death of that individual. It will not inherited from one generation to another generation. These are called as the acquired traits. These are called as the acquired traits. Simply, you have seen that if there is a runner or there is a person which is an athlete, in case of athlete, there will be the stiffness in the muscles of the body of a person. तो क्या ये मैंडेटरी है कि उसकी जो आने वाली जनरेशन होगी वो भी एथलीट ही होगा? नहीं है। उसने अपने आप को अपने जन्म के बाद उस तरह से बनाया है कि वो एक अच्छा धावक हो सके, वो एक अच्छा एथलीट हो सके। बट इट मीन्स नॉट that his coming generation will also be a good athlete. It is not mandatory. The reason is that there is no any changes in the germ cell of that individual, and if there is no any changes in the germ cell of an individual, then how it is possible that the coming offspring or the progeny will have the characteristics of his parents? उस स्थिति में कोई कैरेक्टर उसके इनहेरिट नहीं होंगे. So we can say that acquired characteristics are non-inherited. It do not make changes in the character, in the traits of its progeny. There was a scientist and his name was Lamarck. There was a scientist and his name was Lamarck. He has given a theory of use and disuse. He has given a theory of use and disuse. Use and disuse. Before this, there was another scientist and his name was Carolus Linnaeus also, who has also given his theory related to the evolution also. And the scientist Lamarck was also a good philosopher, and his theory is called as the Lamarckism. Lamarck said that there is development of the characteristics of organisms, and that characteristics will transfer into its progeny. हालांकि इनकी थ्योरी को बाद में डिस्कार्ड कर दिया गया, बाद में इसे अमान्य कर दिया गया, नहीं माना गया. इन्होंने क्या कहा कि हम जिन अंगों का ज्यादा उपयोग करते हैं वो अंग आने वाली पीढ़ी में क्या होते हैं, ट्रांसफर होते हैं, वो ज्यादा डेवलप होते हैं, और जिन अंगों का उपयोग हम कम करते हैं वो अविकसित होते हैं, कम डेवलप होते हैं. दिस इज द theory given by the Lamarckism. He has given the theory of use and disuse. हम सिंपल पढ़ते हैं दो वर्ड में कि he has given the theory of use and disuse. In his theory, what he said that if we are using any particular organ of our body, then it will be more developed in the coming generation, in the progeny, in the offspring, and those organ which is not used in more way, that will not more develop. He has published his book, and the name of his book was Zoologic Philosophic. ठीक है, या हम कहते हैं philosophic zoology. he has published a book, and the name of his book was The Philosophic Zoologic. उन्होंने एक बुक पब्लिश करी जिस बुक का नाम था फिलोसॉफिक जूलॉजिक. इन दिस बुक, GIQUE है बेटा, philosophic zoologic. In his book, he has given his theory. He said that there is internal vital force in the organisms, and these vital force in organisms which tends to make changes in them, generally making them larger and more complex. उन्होंने सिंपल शब्दों में कहा कि if we are using any particular organ, that organ will more develop in the coming generation, and if we are not using any organ, then it will be less developed in the coming generation. Use and disuse की theory उन्होंने दे डाली. After that he said that there is change in the environment, and that environmental change bring about the direct change in the plants which produce the new offspring. It is also produce the new need in the animal. The third condition which develop in the organism is there is the need. According to need, they make changes among themselves. So this use and disuse theory of the Lamarck was discarded by the scientists, and for the support of discard, they have given their opinion. There was another scientist and his name was Weman. उन्होंने क्या किया कि चूहों को लिया, he has taken the mice, और 21 generation तक, up to 21 generation, he has removed the tail of those mice. जितने भी माइस उन्होंने लिए थे, जितने भी चूहे लिए थे, उन्होंने क्या किया, उन चूहों की पूंछ को 21 जनरेशन तक काटते गए. बट in 22nd generation he said he see that there is no any changes in the tail of coming generation. उसके बावजूद भी उन्होंने देखा कि जो जनरेशन आ रही थी पूंछ न होने के बाद भी बिना पूंछ वाले थे वो, लेकिन जब उनकी नई जनरेशन आ रही थी तो उसमें पूंछ विकसित था. There is no any effect if there is no tail. If the scientist had reduced the पूंछ, the tail of organism, tail of mice, तो वो टेल तो थी नहीं, फिर उसका उपयोग उसने किया नहीं. उसके बावजूद भी जो नेक्स्ट जनरेशन थी उसमें वह टेल उपस्थित थी. इट मीन्स देयर इज नो एनी चेंजेस in the body of organisms if they are not using its that particular organ. Suppose that there is very less or no use of our little finger. जो हमारी ये छोटी अंगुली है इसकी बहुत ज्यादा उपयोग नहीं है, या हमारी जो पैर की अंगुली है उसका भी बहुत ज्यादा उपयोग नहीं है, फिर भी वो हमारे कमिंग जनरेशन में आती है. इसका मतलब the theory that is given by Lamarckism, the theory of use and disuse given by the Lamarckism was not supportive. It was discarded by the scientist, and it is said कि इस तरह की बात नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं है. In some cases it happens, but it is not necessary that there is changes in the body of organism which is used in large way. For this they have given his theory also कि यदि कोई टीचर है तो it is not mandatory that the coming generation of the teacher will also be a teacher. If there is a blacksmith who use his hand and their muscles are very strong, so is it mandatory, is it necessary that the muscles of his offspring will also be stiff and strong? No, it is not possible. It is not necessary that the muscles of the offspring of goldsmith will also be strong and stiff. So these are the reason by which the Lamarckism or the theory of use and disuse given by the Lamarck was discarded. But it was the first time when anyone has given his theory regarding to the evolution, that how there is changes in the body of organism. After then, we can say that this theory was discarded by many of the scientists, in which the one of them is August Wegener, who has used the mice and deduct is tell for 21 generation, but he could not find any changes in the 22nd generation of the mice. He has seen that in 22nd generation there is the presence of tell. So he said that there is no any effect of more effect of use and disuse. He has given his theory, and it is called as the theory of continuity of germplasm. विमेन ने क्या किया, अपनी थियरी दी. उन्होंने कहा कि जब तक जर्मिनल सेल जो है उनमें चेंजेस नहीं आएंगे तो ऑफ स्प्रिंग में चेंजेस ट्रांसफर नहीं होंगे, वो इनहेरिट नहीं होंगे. So the theory of this use and disuse given by the Lamarckism, Lamarck, जिसे हम Lamarckism कहते हैं, it was discarded. After then, we have to study about the inherited traits. As the name given, inherited, those changes which make changes in the offspring also. So we can say that inherited traits are those characteristics which are passed from their parents to offspring, or we can say it can pass from their one generation to coming generation, one generation to other generation. So let us see. We have to study about the inherited traits. As we have discussed that inherited traits are those characteristics which make changes in the coming offspring of any individual. There is changes, there is variation in the offspring, that is called as inherited traits or inherited characteristics. Suppose that what happened, if there is changes in the offspring or one generation after another generation, because they are controlled by the gene, because inherited traits are controlled by the gene. In that situation, there is changes. They are controlled by the gene, and we have studied that these genes are the helpful to make the changes, or which carry the characteristics from their parents to offspring. These are the responsible to transfer the characteristics from their parents to offspring, due to which we can say that inherited traits are those traits which transfer from their parents to their offspring. They transfer from one generation to other generation, and there is the tendency to mute and form the different allele, because there is the presence of gene. In that situation, there will be the variation in the organisms, and when there will be variation, there is reshuffling of the inherited variation. There is the reshuffling of inherited variation during the formation of gamete, during the gametogenesis. क्या होगा, जब रीसफलिंग होगी तो उस रीसफलिंग के दौरान, मतलब जब जीन की कॉपी होगी, डीएनए कॉपी होगी, जीन कॉपी कह रहे हैं, डीएनए की कॉपी होगी, डीएनए जब मिलेंगे तो उस कंडीशन में उनमें वेरिएशन आएंगे, और वही वेरिएशन क्या करेंगे, उनके ऑफ स्प्रिंग में डेवलप होंगे, जिसकी वजह से वो मोर एडाप्ट होंगे, उनके अंदर वो कैरेक्टर डेवलप होगा जिसके वजह से वो आसानी से उस चेंज एनवायरनमेंट को एडाप्ट कर पाएंगे. सो वी कैन से दैट देयर इज वेरिएशन during the gametogenesis and during the fertilization. In that situation, there was another scientist and his name was Darwin. एक दूसरे साइंटिस्ट थे जिनका नाम क्या था? Darwin. He has given his theory that is called as the natural theory given by the Darwin. There was another scientist and his name was Darwin. In 1859, he has given his theory based on the evolution. On the basis of evolution, he has given his theory. He was a great philosopher, एक बहुत बड़े साइंटिस्ट थे. उन्होंने अपनी थियरी दी. तो we will study about the Darwinism also. The theory that is given by the Darwin is called as Darwinism. We have to study about it. Before this, we should have to study about the differences between inherited traits and acquired traits. उसके बारे में हम देख लेते हैं थोड़े से changes क्या होंगे. Many times it has asked that distinguish between the inherited traits and acquired traits. तो उसको हम लोग देख लेते हैं. Differences between acquired and inherited traits. Let us see what is the differences. If you'll see, as we have studied that these traits will develop during the lifetime of an individual. It develops during the lifetime of an individual. But in case of inherited traits, there is the traits which transfer from one parents to their offspring. We can say the traits are obtained from their parents. The traits are obtained from their parents. They do not develop it is seen properly. Let us see what I said. In case of inherited trait, we have studied the diet, the traits are the characteristics which are transferred from their parents to offspring. But in case of acquired characteristics, we have seen that acquired characteristics are developed during the life, or it is developed in the life of an organism, due to which he makes changes in the structure and shape function of its body. In case of the acquired traits, there is the somatic variation. There is somatic variation. अभी हम लोग पढ़े हैं. But in case of inherited traits, there is genetic variation. There is no somatic variation. There is genetic variation. Means there is changes in the organisms due to the gene. And in case of acquired characteristics, the acquired traits are developed due to the direct effect of environment. The acquired characteristics are developed due to the direct changes in the environment, use and disuse of the organ. आप यहां लिख सकते हो. But in case of inherited traits, आवाज आ रहा है क्या? In case of inherited traits, the traits develop due to the mutation and due to the relationship of genetic material. Due to the mutation and due to genetic reshuffling, आप कह सकते हो reshuffling of the genetic material. The acquired characteristics, acquired traits can be seen in the changes, in case of the changes in the structure of its body, like the muscular body of the wrestler or the athlete or for the musician also. But in case of inherited traits, we have studied about the earlobe, free earlobe and fused earlobe. हम लोग पढ़े थे कि the free and fused earlobe condition is developed from one generation to another generation. लेकिन यदि हमारी मसल स्ट्रांग है तो ये जरूरी नहीं है कि हमारी जो आने वाली जनरेशन है उसके मसल भी स्ट्रांग है. हम टीचर हैं तो ये जरूरी नहीं है कि हमारी आने वाली जो जनरेशन होगी वो अभी टीचर ही होगी, हमारे बच्चे भी टीचर ही होंगे. दैट इज द एक्वायर्ड कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स. मींस द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आर द ट्रेट्स व्हिच डू नॉट ट्रांसफर फ्रॉम वन जनरेशन टू अदर जनरेशन इज कॉल्ड एज acquired traits. I hope you all are able to understood. Now the time is going to finish. Tomorrow we will study about the Darwinism, जिसकी तुम्हें बेसिक